Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum Solana and injective price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. And we're gonna start with Ethereum to understand, of course, the complexity of the crypto market right now with the altcoins and Bitcoin as well. We see, of course, a lot of complexity in the crypto market on the micro level. Of course, we're gonna see what's gonna happen, but let's start, of course, with Ethereum, the all-time history here, where we are looking at double 1-2 potentially. Wave 1-2 again, of course, W, X, and Y to finish wave 2, followed by a double 1-2 again, and then we still, of course, looking for higher prices. These double 1-2 still in play, still in the game, and we're still looking and watching what's gonna happen in this area, of course, after hitting here a potential wave 2. And of course, the target of a wave 2 has been taken, especially after looking at this structure, which is, of course, overlapping everywhere. And we see, of course, a potential very complex structure here, knowing that we saw, of course, 5 waves at the low here, starting 5 waves toward the upside, signaling something to reverse, at least as a recovery here, as an ABC. But we're still watching as well at the same time some drop downs, and we still see more complex structures to unfold, of course, for Ethereum. Therefore, let's move inside it, of course, and we'll see what's going on over there. So basically, after these double 1-2 that we have here already, so on the 4-hour chart here, 1-2, 1-2, and this wave 2 here as an ABC, it is supposed to be finished and done as, of course, ending diagonal there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, it can still be something more complex, and that because, of course, after the diagonal, the leading diagonal as a potential wave A, B, and a C, after testing our area, we saw, of course, a push toward the upside, but we see again a lot of complexity and a lot of pressure toward the downside still, knowing that nothing is impulsive in the structure, because if you are impulsive here, therefore the only way to be impulsive is double 1-2. Yeah, so double 1-2 meaning, of course, this is a leading diagonal wave 1, wave 2, and then another leading diagonal wave 1, wave 2, and then we push for lower. But I still doubt it, guys, because, of course, even here, I don't see something very impulsive to, of course, reply for this question mark over there. Are we in double 1-2? Well, I doubt it again because of this price action over there. But what is very interesting on the lower time frame here on the 1-hour chart as well, you can see that if this is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, it's hard to count it as well here for wave 5. So this is not really a healthy impulse for wave 5, neither here. Yeah, so I don't see, of course, a finished wave 5 properly. I see simply 3 waves, very complex again, and then we'll see, of course, another drop toward the downside here. Nothing is impulsive one more time again. If we are in a diagonal, well, I doubt it again. Wave 3 is longer than wave 5, and it doesn't look proper diagonal. And that means, of course, everything is still complex here. Everything is still ranging in a very, very high complexity. I would say if this is a structure to be still, of course, unfolding for new low, it can be possible, but I doubt it because, of course, of these 5 waves. I still think that whatever is going to happen over here, it can be a triangle, it can be a complex W, X, and a Y, testing again the low, and then pushing for higher one more time. And then, of course, we take it from there, but I doubt even that this can be a 1-2, guys, like for something very, very bullish. Okay, so I also doubt this. And then because, of course, the wave 2 here is very, very long, okay, in time. And if we are in a 1-2, well, after leading diagonal, normally, if it is an impulse, it should be short wave 2 and shallow, and it should push for higher, not this. Yeah, so by all means, there is nothing really very, very bearish, nothing really very, very bullish. I still see, of course, complexity, and I still see, of course, longer sideways for Ethereum as well. If we take a look also at the KGT 1 minute chart, well, it's very clear. It's very clear for us how much complex it is and how much the fight between bulls and bears is still very high here. We see, of course, sideways. We see the signals for bears, and of course, followed by the bulls from there. Now, what is very remarkable is the double signal there. Okay, we got the push anyway. After the double signal, and we see, of course, a very massive push, but of course it was followed by another sell signal, which has counter the push toward the upside with a very massive drop down, right? So today we saw this, and again another bullish signal, yeah, countering again. So nothing yet, guys, is really signaling something very, very bearish or something very, very bullish. But what I know at the end is, as per Elliott Wave, we have 5 waves up there. So the market direction should continue for 5 waves up toward the upside. I'm still looking for those 5 waves up. Can be there, or can be something even much more complex, and then pushing a new 5 waves up toward the upside. This is what I'm looking for Ethereum. So yeah, trade safe. The market is not, of course, is not clear. It's very hesitant and very confused. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum. Let's move for Solana as well. So for Solana, also on the daily here, for Solana, we're looking as well for 2 possibilities, and our main possibilities for a wave 5 can still be there. In case we are in a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, your wave 5 is kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can be ending diagonal, can be an impulse, can be anything, but of course, to accomplish here a 1, 2, 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, or finally a double big 1, 2 here, or A, B and a C as well towards the upside. So a lot of bullish scenarios, right? A lot of bullish scenarios, the leading diagonal, the A, B and a C, and also the double 1, 2. But all of these bullish scenarios requires a 3 waves to be accomplished there as a correction. ABC, which is 1-to-1 fib level at $80 here, and ABC can still be possible before, of course, pushing for higher. Now, in case that this will not happen, therefore, I will have to consider that this is unfinished impulse 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, and that we might still seek here for something to push for higher. It can be a zigzag here, which I doubt it. I think this much more likely to be a leading diagonal, because if you have to count here as a 3 waves like this, you will finish as WX and a Y, yeah? Unless 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 leading diagonal, wave 2, and then pushing for higher, or ABC, which also it doesn't make a sense. Because if you have an ABC here, ABC like this will make it a bigger A, B and a C, and pushing down again. Therefore, yeah, I think that the highest possibility here is still there, of course, for this leading diagonal. But if we're gonna take the 886, well, that will be, of course, very, very low possibility. On the lower time frame here, on the 4-hour chart, we can see this leading diagonal over there as a wave 1 or a wave A. Very, very complex structure, very complex. Now the only impulse that we can see is over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously we're not done with it. Yeah, so basically, if this is a finished kind of like an A, B, and a C over there, which it can be a part of it, but this is a lot of overlapping and a lot of complexity again. And I still think that something going on in there. It can be a bigger W, X, and a Y. The wave Y is kind of like this impulse, correction, and then having kind of like finishing up also with an impulse 1, 2, 3, but you cannot count a wave 3, which is horrible, right? So a lot of complexity again, guys. It's a very complex structure. The market is so much confused here what to do, and I would say that the market is kind of like half right now, bullish, and half very bearish as well, and that's why we see a lot of complexity and a lot of overlapping over there since a very long time, guys. Since a very long time. But I believe that we already got a very low prices for a very long time, and I think it is time, of course, to see a recover for the crypto market, and especially that those corrections are very complex and very, very annoying and messy, a lot of chaos, right? So I believe that the time is getting very, very close to start to see something recovering really massively toward the upside. At least as a recover. I'm not here saying that we're going to take the all-time high, but at least we need to see something recovering just to tell us or to differentiate the structure. Yeah, so because the structure right now are very, very messed up. Yeah, we don't know what is unfolding exactly in this area. Now we know, of course, that we have A, B, and a C here, but the wave C, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, what a horrible wave 5, right? So we're still confused. Is it a wave 5 that's still unfolding there, or is it like an A, B, and a C finished over there? And we're looking for something else here, which is very complex again, like can be W, X, and a Y again for higher. Can be 3 waves. Nobody knows, guys. But we need something impulsive to see something impulsive and in the opposite direction, just to signal that there is something else, or that we have bottomed at least for this structure, and we know that this structure is done. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm looking for. Unless, of course, we take one more low and then we push very, very high. So yeah, but don't forget the 886 is a very, very essential price here is the 105. If taken, it reduces also again the possibility for this one too. Yeah, so now we are in perfection for wave 2. So it is time. Yeah, but when? Nobody knows, guys. It's still very, very complex. I don't know why the market is still very hesitant. Now for injective as well on the daily, for injective we are looking as well for this all-time history. Just 1 second, here we go. For the injective, we're looking for several 1-2s, right? Can be a 1-2, another 1-2 here, and we're looking for higher. Can be an A finished 3 waves. You're looking for a very complex structure, which is of course W, X, and Y, or ABC, and then pushing for higher. However, the timing here is so much a big time for this drop down since the highs here, and the 0.618 time can still be requested here as an ABC or as a W, X, and Y. Horrible, right? So what I'm expecting for injective after an A, B, and a C, the wave C, whether you are still in an impulse here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5 to reach this time, like double 4, 5, or you are in a W, X, and a Y. The wave Y can be something as triangle. It is allowed because, of course, you have a zigzag as an X here. A, B, C, D, and a E can be, yeah, so very complex, very boring, very sideways. And this is exactly what we might see. And then pushing for higher. So what I'm expecting is, at least, of course, to see something pushing for higher and then taking the low again, meaning even if we are in a diagonal here, like a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 towards the downside, can take more time, but you still need to push for higher. If you are an impulse, can take 4, 5, 4, 5, also pushing for higher and then taking this blue zone. Now, if we dive deeper inside it on the micro level, for injective as well, we see that, okay, if you are in those double 1, 2, wave 3, wave 4 as a triangle, wave 3 finished there, right? And then 4 and a 5 again finished over there. So basically, if this is a wave 5, which I doubt it somehow, but it can be, of course, where you have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E here can be, of course, also, or it can be a bigger A, B, C there. For a correction, very complex again, but obviously it is a correction there, and we look at a wave 5 to finish a wave C. And by all means, if you are in a 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5, it should be done and finished, unless, of course, that you're still looking at a wave 4 over there, and the wave 5 might still get one more low. However, how much horrible would be a wave 5 just like that? Okay, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, well, almost invalidated, and you got a wave 5 without taking the low. Horrible, right? And again, even pushing for higher and taking the low again. So yeah, it's a very, very, honestly, it's a very complex structure. But what does this say? It says that everything is corrective, guys. everything toward the downside right now is simply corrective and very complex. And of course, very soon we might see something exploding toward the upside, I would say. I'm not saying we're gonna take the highs here, but I'm saying we're gonna see something reversal. We're gonna see a new structure toward the upside, whether it is 3 waves or 5 waves. I believe a new structure has to, of course, signal there something to tell us, okay, it's time to separate this structure from a new one. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm looking for in the crypto market right now, especially after this very, very hard complexity that we are looking at. So by all means, I see that this structure is finished in any case. If you are a 1 2 1 2 wave 3 4 and a 5 4 and a 5, we're done. If we are in a big W, X, and a Y, well, the wave Y can still be an A, B, 3 waves, and a wave C, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Something to unfold toward the upside, and probably coming back to take the low. Or it can be, of course, a triangle, guys. It can be something like an A, B. This is a B of the triangle. I know the wick is very, very confusing as well. B, C, D, and a E. Even the wave D has to push for higher. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm looking for right now as well. In injectives, the same as for other altcoins as well. That was it for Ethereum, Solana, and Injective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.